Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we've got another Dragon Ball Z game. Alright, let's get... This is definitely going to be much harder to go through with being completely in Japanese without being translated for us. I wonder if this is going to be more the three-dimensional fighting than the two-dimensional. We're just going to quickly try to bypass all this because we have no way of... Oh, it's going to be that. Okay, so we have... I believe in... Jesus. Yeah, this is going to be very weird. It's going to be disorientating every time like you get a little further away. It's got a couple of the things from like the first one. Okay, so this button flies. Okay, so the button that used to be counter is now fly. We still have a designated fireball button. And the energy beams... lock in. So all in all, it's kind of the same setup as the first one with the way the buttons move. Instead of the counter, we have a fly instead. I think it's just very disorientating with the fact that you could be so far away from each other. I wish I could find practice. There's a lot more story, it looks like, going on in this. It almost feels like it's the same time frame during the Cell games. Oh, Jesus, Hercule. So we're not actually playing right now. That's just a little added thing for Mr. fucking Hercule. Okay, so this is also not us fighting. So unlike the first one where you take control of the guy that's supposed to lose and just go ahead and lose anyways, but being able to actually take part in it, this one you don't. It's just almost like a cutscene. I don't know, all things considered, granted this looks better and everything, I feel like it plays worse than the first one, and because of all the added stuff that they did, like it looks better, but I feel like the combat is worse. A lot of the same kind of moves and stuff. Yeah, see, this is really annoying. This is, okay, this is stupid. Like, honestly, like, it just really obnoxious. He keeps running. Every time we get close to him, he just jumps over. This is... I didn't want to fight in the air, but I guess we're going to fight in the air. I think he was forcing us to fight in the air. Yeah, this is just going to be annoying as hell. to be honest. The fact that he keeps doing like all that and like the whole leapfrog, keep away kind of stuff. The game, granted, looks nicer and everything, but I think leaves a lot to be desired, and I see that they're trying to play off of what they did on the first one, but I really think it falls a little short. Is this where Cell explodes? Sorry, King Kai. Later. But back to like the original one, the story mode seems very kind of forced and quick. Come on, that is so fucking cheesy as shit, dude. Every time you go in for an attack, you're just like, oh, I get to reflect everything and deal damage. Obviously, it's a fight we're not supposed to win. But, I mean, that is just cheesy as hell. But that's what I don't like about this, is I get it, but, like, I don't know. I do get what they're doing. But it doesn't really feel like you're really playing the game. Because it's all sequence of events that is supposed to happen regardless. And they make sure that it does. Like, I feel like the first fight was definitely too easy and stupid, and he just fell down. And then the second one was so cheesy because you were supposed to lose, that it just kind of really takes away from the game and makes the story just that. We're almost watching the anime very condensed, rather than playing a fighting game where, you know, we have things going on. Alright, we can't skip over everything. We can go faster, but no skipping. I wish I knew what we were picking. I mean, again, this is fine if you're... This really is fan service more than anything. Like, yeah, it's a decent game and everything, but with all this going on, if you're not a fan of Dragon Ball, you're not going to enjoy this at all. Like, there's all this going on where you just want to... I just want to play the game, and instead we're watching a, you know, click-through anime instead. But it goes back to, like I was saying on the first one, where it really is the nitty gritty of it is really just the. But as you can see, he starts off strong, and then now we're just whooping up on him. Because I think we're supposed to obviously win this fight. And he's not trying hard not to win. I think we could probably just sit there and do this and win the thing. So, like, all in all, the game is decent and all, but the story mode is very weak in both of these. It's more fan service than anything. I mean, most of this is us just reading a little bit of the anime is all it is. And I love the series, and I'm already bored of this. Like, it's just not fun, not overly enjoyable. Like, I understand what they're doing, and there's definitely people that are really going to be into this. But I think even as a fan, I'm not overly... Even if I could read what was going on and understanding everything, I still don't feel like the game... And constantly doing that is also just annoying. Like before, it used to be its own button, and now it's punch. So as you're punching, he just throws them. And you're just like, I didn't want to throw them, but we're doing it. Like I said, because we're meant to win the fight, that's what's going on. So it takes any kind of enjoyment out of the battle completely out, because now it's just like, you're supposed to win, so here we go, you're going to win the game. You're going to win the match, and yada yada. I don't like the throw. I understand that they had to do something in order to make it to where we can fly. And that button was definitely the one that could leave. Yeah, whatever. Let's just get done with the fight. Yeah, it's just because they're setting it up to you where you are going to win or whatever. It's just disappointing, to say the least. The combat is so dumbed down because of that it doesn't matter what you do. So like I said, it's more of a fan service game than a true like fighting game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is definitely a fighting game. And if you were playing with friends or do like the tournament or whatever, because I couldn't read what everything is. So there's obviously story. There's also going to be the obvious verses, and then whatever kind of tournament where you get to just fight it out is going to be on there. The story mode is definitely not for most anybody. I don't even think most fans are going to really enjoy it, just due to the fact that it's just kind of slow, mind-numbing. And being fans, we already know all of this. So redoing it again with some really mediocre and poor combats because we're supposed to win anyways, really just doesn't do it justice. And honestly shouldn't have even been bothered. Or make all the combats where you have to still actually perform and win the fight to move on like you would normally. This one is like, I don't know if it's maybe just they're going to be ramping it up slowly, but the fights just seem so, like, dumb. And like, everything goes on because you're supposed to win where you take almost no damage, and their health bar just gets chewed up. And there's a lot to be desired. The combat, yes, is decent, but the fact that they made it to where they stretch out the arena, I get what they're trying to do, but I think it's jarring, and it's just a little more obnoxious, and you might as well just stay close combat like every other one. I don't think it is necessary. I get what they're doing, and it's matching the theme of the anime, but it just doesn't work as well for the fighting game, because everything is just like all over the place and choppy, and doesn't work, and then the AI kind of is dumb, and I like having the flying. I get, again, we understand it, but it doesn't necessarily make it where it's necessary. But all things considered, still a decent fighting game. Is definitely going to be a lot more fun when you're playing your friends, when you're doing the tournament. The story mode definitely should be probably avoided, to be completely honest. The story mode, it might as well not even be there. But all in all, it's not a typical fighting game. Again, it's a 2-button fighting game. You have your punch and your kick, and then you have the button that flies, and then the button that shoots your fireballs. And that's kind of it. So there's not a lot going on like you would have in like Street Fighter, where you have high, medium, and low, and each one is kind of unique. It's a much generalized, kind of dumbed down version, but it still works well, and it really lends itself to where you're going to just be heads on, going toe to toe, just punching and kicking. But I think it still limits a lot going on because you don't have that, oh, like I'm going to go high and see if I can counter this and that. I don't feel like there's as much countering going on like you would in normal combat. So there's probably a lot of nuances. Again, I don't know the full specifics of how everything's going to work in this game because we're not looking at any rules, instructions, move sets. We're not looking it up. This is just right out the box kind of playing and trying to understand the game as anyone would, like if we were renting it or whatever, without having the book. So the game plays well. There's nuances that we're missing, definitely. The story mode definitely should be avoided. It's not very enjoyable. Combat is a little jarring. It's going to take a lot of getting used to with the flying. The vast majority of space that you can have between you is all in all is going to lend itself to being a very unique, interesting experience. But again, the game really lends itself to you're either a Dragon Ball fan and you're going to enjoy the game, or you're not, and you're probably not going to really like the game very much, because this is more fan service than true fighting game. As a fan, it hurts to say, but really it is. Like, it's a fan service game that still is a much better fan service game than you would see in some, where it's like thrown together. This one still, they put a lot of work and heart into it, but it is still fan service, and like I said, the story really should probably be avoided. It's not very enjoyable, but I'm sure the rest of the game is going to have a lot of decentness to it, and if you're a fan, you're probably going to have a lot of fun. So with that being said, guys, thanks for joining. Until next time, have a good one.